Hey, good morning. It's Todd Miller here. It is the 15th of January. It's a Friday, so it's the end of the week. Yay! I've got some exciting news. I found out something this week that will really help if you're having an issue getting an offer accepted, specifically with Fannie Mae properties. Okay. Now, so most of you already are aware that when you write up an offer, FHA, everybody else has a better shot, meaning conventional offers and cash offers, they have a better chance of getting finances. Everyone's afraid of what's going to happen with the appraisal, and that's a big one, is the appraisal. Because what happens is, let's say you write the offer for 120, it was listed for 100 or 110, and the appraisal comes back in at 100. Well, either your person has to come in with the extra money, or the seller has to lower the price. So what the sellers are all getting smart is they're saying up front, if you want to really offer this amount, you have to show you can come in with money, and you have to. They're not going to reduce the price. And I think that's the right thing to do. Really, if you're willing to pay that much, you shouldn't write an offer for a ridiculous amount, hoping it doesn't appraise and you'll get it for less. So on Fannie Mae properties specifically, there's this cool thing that is not widely known. Okay, now on a Fannie Mae property, you'll know because it says Homepath. If it says Homepath in there, this is my recommendation. When you sit down to write the offer with Homepath financing, not FHA. Now, we don't, as a general rule, that we don't consider that a type of financing, but it is. Homepath is a type of finance, just like FHA. It's like VA. It's Homepath. It's a whole different program. Only used on Fannie Mae properties and only by a couple lenders. Everyone can't do Homepath financing. So if you're trying to go to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they don't have the program. And if you're trying to use your buddy, the mortgage guy, they don't have the program either. This is why this is huge, and you need to do this. Let's say your buyer really wants that house, or you're the buyer, you really want the house, and you really have looked at the numbers and said, look, I'll pay 120, I'll get a loan for 120, and I'll put my 3.5% down just like an FHA. Homepath financing, no appraisal. None. There is none. You don't get an appraisal. If you're willing to pay that and get the loan, they will give you a loan. The reason they do it is because all the Homepath loans are going to go back to Fannie. They are going to service the loans, and they're going to move the property. So, it's a win-win. It is great. You'll be able to get the property ahead of FHA offers. Asset managers are looking at this. They're aware of it. They ask all the time when we submit the offers, are any of these Homepath? And we typically say no. Okay. Now the biggest issue is most people don't have a clue. They're set in that old mindset. They don't want to get an appraisal. They don't want to have to hunt around to figure out where to go. I'm going to give you that information where to go. Okay, and I'll give it to you a couple times. I've got it right here. It's very simple. You're not going to find here in Las Vegas, and really anywhere, you're probably not going to find a local guy who can do it, because only a few lenders can do this. If you go to homepath.com, that'll give you the whole list. It'll tell you everyone who can do it. The information I have here is from a mortgage company called Nationstar Mortgage. If you call this number, 800-416-5010, call that number. They'll give you the pre-qual, the whole thing. Use that to write your offers. Now, here's the great thing. Let's say your deal's falling apart. You already made the mistake. You wrote an FHA offer, for 120. It came back at 105. The seller's like, forget it. We're not lowering it. And your buyer's like, I really want it. You're trying to negotiate it. This is what you do. You call that phone number, 1-800-416-5010, and you say, look, we need to get Homepath financing on this property. They'll finance your 120 for you. So if it's falling out of escrow, they can save it. They can do it pretty quick. I've been told in as little as 17 days. Credit score requirements, what they told me that it was 660. That may be the only issue. Your person, or you may be able to qualify for a loan, FHA loan because they have a 600 credit score, but not for Homepath. That's really the only downside is, it's a higher credit score loan, but there's definitely opportunity with this program. Okay, now, on to the second half, because you're saying, well, can it get better? And the answer is yeah, it can get a lot better, and this is how. You're already aware that on a Homepath or a Fannie Mae property, 3 days, for the first 3 days, they don't look at any offers, and then on the third day, they look at all the offers, okay? And then, but they wait 2 weeks, and they wait 14 days before they start entertaining investor offers, okay? Now, the issue with investors is you have to do one of two things. Investors either have to get 10%, or you have to get cash, or typically 25% down. Those are the biggest loan programs out there, the investor 25% down program, and then in cash, of course, right? But what if you're an investor and you want to buy a bunch of properties? You don't have cash to buy 5 or 6, you have cash to buy 1, but you want to get more. Is there a way you can do that without putting 25% down? Because if you got 100 grand, you want to buy 4 properties, using traditional financing, you have to put $25,000 down, you can buy $400,000 properties, and that's it. Well, the cool thing is, with Homepath, you can buy with only 10% down. Investor financing, 10% down. It's a sweet deal. Same thing, you're not dealing with an appraisal, so you can step up with the investor, 10% down Homepath financing. You have a good shot of beating out cash offers. Why is that? Because if somebody's offered 100 grand and you've offered 105 or 110 with Homepath, they're going to know, look, we know this is going to likely close. It's probably the same as cash. It's a, you know, if you already have a pre-approval, pre-qual saying, look, we're pre-approved for Homepath, then the asset manager at Fannie Mae or the outsourcer asset manager is going to look at that and go, look, I've got a Homepath product. Fannie Mae is really pushing this, and it's a good product. So you've got 2 options here. You know, so here's a recommendation. Writing up offer on Fannie Mae's. If you're not going to do it cash, look into Homepath. Go to the homepath.com website, look at all the lenders. You can pick one on there, or you can use this one, NationStar, 1-800-416-5010. We met with them. They came in the office. Everything they said sounded great. Their systems sound like it all works. And, you know, it's just, it's the remote thing. You're not going to have a person sitting there across the table. There's just not enough of them out there to do that. Excuse me. So that's my sort of recommendation for the day. There's a lot more Fannies coming on the market. And so this is going to be something that's viable for the rest of the year. We've been seeing Fannie products come in every day to us, and this is just a tool to help you get your offer accepted. That is my update for the day. I hope that you have a great weekend, and I will be giving you a new update next week. Thanks a lot.